Greetings. Coach Moore here, serving as God's Huckleberry to provide some inspiration and guideposts along the journey from where we are to where we need to be. This podcast will share my life experiences, insight gained, lesson learned, all while demonstrating where God's providence is interwoven through everyday life. Today's podcast is called Mosaic. Now, I was walking my dog late one night and I was thinking about the events of the day. And while doing so, I gazed up. It was a cloudless sky. There was Orion, with his sword by his side, his bow's drawn. He's got his dog with him. He's pursuing the seven sisters and he's getting ready to battle the bull. And while reflecting on this scene, there were many thoughts swirling around my head that evening. Some of them were positive, some of them were negative, some heavy, some lighthearted. And I got to thinking that whether happy or sad, an achievement or disappointment, a gain or a loss, our life is a collection of nows. It's a collection of moments. It's a collection of choices, which can be failures, successes, ups and downs. And each one of those is a piece of a bigger picture, like a mosaic, which is an image comprised of thousands of smaller colored tiles. So I got to thinking that life is a mosaic of moments. Our entire life happens in the moment, and every present moment is life itself. How we live each moment, what words we speak, what actions we take, how we relate to those we encounter, it becomes the whole of our lives. My favorite band, Need to Breathe, has a song that Carrie Underwood accompanies them. It's called I Want to Remember. And the song is about catching those moments as special, rather than them becoming fleeting and passing by. Moments move by so fast, and they can be simple. They can be just the feel of your body on my fingertips, the moonlight on fire, the clothes that we're in. There's a need to have these moments strike a chord. Thinking about my mosaic, it includes sudden moments of significance. Hearing the news of my dad's death, seeing the events of 9/11 live on TV, opening the letter congratulating me on my College Hall of Fame induction, even sitting at the kitchen table, listening on a transistor radio to Franco Harris and the Immaculate Reception. Yes, I might be the only person in Pittsburgh who doesn't claim they were part of the 65,000 in attendance for that game. Our mosaics are going to include moments we know are coming. Weddings, childbirths, maybe the first time driving a car, first kiss. And they will include unplanned moments that catch us off guard, a surprise birthday party, running into a celebrity in the elevator. There are moments that seize us, and those we must seize intentionally. And if we're not intentional, the smaller, maybe more mundane moments will slide right on by. And if they do that, they're a tile that does not get added to the mosaic. We need to appreciate the quiet moments, the hoot of a barn owl in the distance, the warmth of the sun, moments of service, friendship, and especially love. There are also poor moments, moments that might be of something we're not proud of, but they're still part of who we are. Think about it. Irregularities in a mosaic do not spoil it, but removing that tile leaves a gap and creates an incomplete picture. To the whole, each one matters. To our lives, each moment matters. One of my business trips this year, I was renting a car, and the woman that was processing the rental was wearing a necklace, and it had a gold jigsaw puzzle as the charm on the necklace. And I commented that it was a very interesting piece of jewelry. And she thanked me and said it was to remind her that she is just a piece in a larger picture. But that piece is an important one, because without it, the picture isn't complete. Our individual life is not the be-all and end-all. It's just a piece in the overall mosaic of life. They say mosaics are made from broken pieces, and I will disagree. The pieces themselves, they're not broken. What the pieces came from is broken. These moments in our lives, they're not broken, but our lives are, because we're not perfect. We have flaws. We are all sinners. In other words, we have fallen, and when an object falls, it breaks into pieces. In Mark's Gospel, chapter 1, verses 14 and 15, we get a very concise summary of Jesus' preaching, his life, and his ministry. And the message that Jesus announces is that this is the time of fulfillment. What's interesting is that Mark uses the Greek word kairos for time and not chronos. And that intentional use means Jesus is not thinking about the movement of time, which would be chronos, but he's rather speaking in terms of the appointed time in this moment. Jesus is calling us to seek and search for God with each breath we take, each moment that passes. That we're always living with an emphasis on being present in the now, in the moment, in that single tile of the mosaic. Because God's plan for our lives is less like a roadmap and more like a mosaic. The process of taking unrelated fragments, assembling them in a recognizable pattern, putting them together to reveal something that only is in the mind and the heart of the artist, our creator. I mean, God asks us to recreate his picture from these pieces. God calls on us to make the most of our moments, to use our gifts in the best possible way, to see everything as beautiful moments of his grace. Over time, these moments will come together as a beautiful mosaic. There will be no outliers. There will be no random pieces. Everything intentionally put together in a way that we could never see, but he always does. So in closing, let us remember that we are a work of his art. Our individual tiles create the mosaic of our life, and that life is a mosaic of moments. So let's be sure we're doing our part and trust that we will set the world on fire. Let's answer his call, leave a legacy, make a difference in his kingdom. Rejoice and Godspeed.